Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Patholkis, and it's time for the Expanse Season 5, Episode 2, Churn. Sorry, I'm a little bit late there. I had to take care of some business, and more and more business. Because, of course, like I said before, I'm moving. So, lots of shit's going down. So before I get started here, let me take care of some business and then we'll get into it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. And if you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that's up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. No tiers set up on the Patreon until I hit 1,000 subscribers. That way, if I get money from you, I can give you something in return. Also, I have the links to this YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and for those of you who still have Facebook, a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. So, spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch the episode. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. You've been warned. Yeah. So this episode, of course, we've got Avasarla, Chrissy is still trying to suss out what the fuck Marco Inaro is doing. She knows he's up to something. She doesn't know what as of yet. And she's getting Delgado involved. And we see that Delgado really is not going to have her back too much. I mean, he's got it enough, but when push comes to shove with Nancy Gao, he stands down on things like, there's an assumption that the Asame, the ship that blew up at Venus, didn't explode, by an asteroid impact, that it was actually destroyed, that it could have been a pirate ship, a Belter pirate ship, of course. And this is something that Delgado had brought to Chrissy in the first episode. And he said it was a 57% chance that it was. And she kind of grabs onto that. And kind of when push comes to shove, when she is talking with Nancy Gao and the rest of the Earth leaders, Nancy pretty much just squashes her right there. And Delgado doesn't help her all that much either. So, yeah, pretty shitty thing to do there. In the meantime, Bobby finally comes clean to Alex about what the fuck's going on with what she's doing and how she is working with Chrissy to find out if there are black market dealers in the Mars military. And she's been working up her chain and everything and says, well, it's all leading to Admiral Salvatore. And Alex is like, no way, Salvatore is involved in this. I know the guy. I've worked with him. Not going to happen. So she enlists him basically to help infiltrate and talk to him about this. And he gets kind of passed off to Lieutenant Babbage, which is Salvatore's helper, if you will. And obviously they're in on something because they talk about that there. Raymond K. Hessel says, in your first review, you said there was only one asteroid, but I was under the impression there was more than a few. No, it broke up. So the first asteroid broke up into a string of asteroids is what happened. So you had a giant asteroid, and they said at the very bottom it had a yield of 32 megatons. And we'll get into that in the third episode, which I'm not going to spoil as of right now. So we'll get into that later. I need to actually separate them out so that people that are watching at home don't get jumped, don't jump the gun is what's going to happen there. And with the main thing about this episode, yes, as Movie Finobi says, is Amos coming back to Baltimore and running through his the woman who took him in died. And he's finally coming back to see what happened, straighten her affairs, all this kind of stuff. And he meets up with her, I guess, new husband. And we find out that his name isn't Amos, it's Timothy. And Linda's new husband is getting kicked out of her house, getting kicked out of the house that she was in because this guy, Eric, uh, owns the house and was letting her live there rent free in Baltimore, which has a severe crime problem and a severe poverty poverty problem as well. And he's got nowhere else to go, this guy. So Amos goes to talk to Eric to get him to live in the house for free, and we find out that Eric and Amos both know each other. And of course, Eric knows Timothy. And I don't know, there was something there that I don't know if they're actually brothers or what. Because the way Eric was acting was like they actually are brothers, like flesh and blood brothers, other than just the way they grew up and know each other. And also, of course, shared in the kill of Amos Burton, the real Amos Burton, who Timothy took um, his name and his ID to get off planet. And of course, that's not going to hold up if it comes under any scrutiny. He's going to get caught at that point. Yeah, so that was a very interesting turn of events in all of this. And also on top of this, we've got the reporter for who's been dogging, I mean, just absolutely dogging Holden about the protomolecule, Monica Stewart. She gets kidnapped. And so, of course, Fred Johnson and Bull, Fred Johnson's right-hand guy on Tycho, they go looking for Monica Stewart, and they do find her. She's actually in a container that is outside, that's a pressurized container. It's got some atmosphere in it. And they wouldn't have found her unless she was, screwing around with the seal and actually broke the seal on her container and almost died. And they find her on that one. And yeah, and if those of you playing at home, if you can't tell that guy Bull is a bad guy at this point, I don't know what else. I mean, he just, everything that is screaming to me that he is a bad guy at this point. And this guy normally plays bad guys too. He used to play good guys when he was younger, this particular actor, but he's a bad guy now. He's been playing bad guys for a while. And of course, we also get Kara Drummer. Excuse me, Kara G is her name. We get Camilla Drummer as a pirate. And I loved the opening sequence of her coming in and says, "My name is Camilla Drummer, and you will obey me, or I will use you as as a example to the next captain I talk to." And I don't know about you guys, but that other pirate, the other Belter pirate, I fucking almost shit myself. I thought Sid Haig had come back from the dead. The guy looked exactly like Sid Haig. Yeah, and if you don't know who Sid Haig is, then you obviously haven't watched a lot of 80s, 90s, and 2000 horror movies. He was a favorite of Rob Zombie, using him in his movies and stuff like that. But Sid Haig's been in everything known to mankind. He passed away about 2 or 3 years ago. And yeah, I honestly, I thought Sid Haig had come back from the dead to inhabit that role. But yeah, we see that Drummer is out there, and she is yeah, just being a pirate, being a Belter pirate. So yeah. Used to get him confused with John Ortiz. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we had a whole bunch of stuff going on here. We're still moving along in the story, and Marco Anaro, of course, has something planned up his sleeve. Well, we saw it. We actually see the the 3D image of Earth, and we see this asteroid on a collision course with Earth. And obviously, he's been using some kind of Mars tech in order to obscure them by destroying the Asame. He also, destroyed their early warning, because the Asame would have seen that asteroid coming by, and destroying them, making it look like an asteroid strike, also covers up what he was doing there. So, yeah. Oh, the Bull actor is who you're talking about, John Ortiz. Okay. That's who you, okay. Yeah. I haven't read any of the novellas or any of the books, Penn. Yeah, I'm a virgin book reader on this series. So yeah. I do have one on my my Amazon Kindle, but I haven't read it as of yet. I just really don't have that much time at the moment. So yeah. So where do we go from here? Well, of course, Avasarla is like a dog with a bone. She is not letting go of anything related to Marco Anaro. Neither is Drummer. Drummer, wants him for the murder of Ashford. She already knows this. She's after him as well. Naomi is after him as well because she wants to keep Philip out of harm's way. And of course, if he is involved with Marco Anaro, his father, of course that's going to happen. And then, of course, Holden and Fred Johnson want to know who in the fuck is coming after the proto molecule, because at this point, they're getting a little bit too close. We know that Fred Johnson has the proto molecule, that he has it in a research facility someplace in Tycho or near Tycho, and that is what Marco Arnaro is targeting at this point. And then, yeah, and Nancy Gao has no idea of anything that Marco Arnaro is doing because she refuses to listen to Avasarla on this. And yeah, there you have it. That was episode 2. I mean, it's some good stuff. We got some really good stuff. And I'm liking this season a lot better than season 4. Season 4 for me was a bit slow. And I think it was just because we were trapped on that one planet, versus where all the other seasons we see, Earth, Mars, Belt, all this kind of stuff. Whereas, yes, we did have some of that in season 4. We were trapped primarily on that planet. And good God, that was just boring for me. I don't know why it was, but I wanted a little more variety on that one. So I'm glad to see they're breaking this up a bit more, and we're getting more of a spread out of the characters and then also the situations, but they're all tied in together, except for Amos's arc, because Amos is on his own mission whatsoever, and I'm fairly sure he's going to you know tie things up again. He's probably going to join up with Bobby at this point, or maybe even Chrissy at this point too. Who knows? Which, of course, if he joins up with Chrissy, he's obviously going to join up with Bobby and Alex. Oops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to shake everything. Oh, you think season 4 had shades of Walking Dead: The Farm? Not that bad. I mean, that was just fucking boring, The Farm, and that was budgetary. Yeah. Penn says I didn't mind, but it wasn't as strong as this a season as the rest. Yeah, it wasn't a strong season. I'm not saying it was bad, but it was slow. It was very slow. At least we got Tom. At least we got Thomas Jane. Is that what you're trying to say, Joe? Is that with supposed to be a we? Last season, yes. Penn Farm Girl says I like Byrne as the bad guy in season 4. Yeah, I didn't mind him as the bad guy, but I mean he's kind of he plays the bad guy in a lot of things now, and yeah, I don't know. I want to see him go back to playing a good guy once again, and like Torchwood and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So, what else do I got going on? Well, what I'm going to do is I know I started a little bit late. I said I was going to be on at 4, but like I said, I was a little bit behind. So I've already got the title card ready for episode 3. So if you can bear with me for like half an hour, I'm going to set everything up, and then I'll come back again in half an hour and we'll do episode 3. How's that sound? Yes, I know Thomas Jane directed episode 3. I was going to talk about that, Raymond, in episode 3. And there's some other Thomas Jane news too. He said, what was it, that he would love to direct John Bernthal as the Punisher in a Punisher movie, which I thought was kind of interesting. A Punisher directing another Punisher in a Punisher movie. Yeah. Penn says, perfect. I have 15 minutes left of episode 3. Not a problem. Um, Yeah, let's go ahead and do that then. What I'll do is I'm gonna let you guys go for, half an hour here. Yeah, I'll start at 5:45 my time, and that way you guys can set everything. Tell you what, we'll round it out. We'll say 6 o'clock. That way, 45 minutes, give or take there, should get everybody on board with everything, and then I can start episode 3. So thank you to everybody who joined me today in the chat or tonight in the chat. And thank you if you made it this far in the video. I will see you again in about 45 minutes. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the little video that pops up here at the very end. And if you like what you see there, hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the like button and the share button as well. Also, if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, hit that bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspenderfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that's up there and all the links to my social media and my pages. All right. I will see you again at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may get abducted and thrown in a pressurized hull or holding box out in space, which honestly is not a good thing to do. I will see you again in about 45 minutes. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, and go and finish that episode up there, Pen. I'll talk to you later. Thanks, everyone. Bye.